All right, so this is the official welcome. This tablet training is really meant to help you work better with your tablet. I'm Lisa. I'll be your facilitator for the day. We also have with us our in-house resident tablet expert, Stephanie Dion. And Colleen is also with us. And Colleen's been also working on a lot of the aspects of the tablet, the docs folder, as well as the Office 365, which is giving you Outlook email and other applications on your tablet. So by the end of today, there's a number of modules that we're going to be touching on. They cover Wi-Fi, Select Gen email on your tablet, apps that you use in your daily environments, as well as how to make place orders, change orders, email orders directly to your clients. And we're also going to make sure that you know how to find and download different product support materials from the docs folder. This is the list of modules that we're covering today, and they will all be individually up on the YouTube channel within the next few days. So you all have Samsung Galaxy tablet computers, and this is for the sales staff. This is meant to facilitate your work and to support corporate efficiency and effectiveness. And so this training and the other modules that we're offering are meant to do the same. For those who are very, very basic on the tablet, 3 buttons that you really need to know how to operate with your tablet is that center button, which is your home button, the center arrow. The one to the left actually allows you to open up all of the apps that you have open on your tablet at any given time. And the button to the right, the back button, allows you to return to the previous screen. That doesn't work in all of your apps, including the Select Sires Bullseye app, but we'll talk about that when we get to the app. The first thing we'd like to discuss with you, and this has not been set up when you received your tablet, so this is new instructions for everyone, and that is how to set up a lock screen on your tablet. Protecting your tablet is really important. If for some reason you should lose it, understand that anyone would be able to open your tablet, open the Bullseye app, and have all your client information as well as company information. That in itself is against the Canadian laws against information protection. So we are asking you to please, you can either do it now while we're doing this with your tablet, or come back to it later and set it up, but make sure you set up the lock screen. So in order to do that, you go to the main screen of your tablet. So you'll see that there's an image here of a tablet on the left-hand side of the screen. Find your settings button. Now the settings button may be further down on your screen, so you may have to swipe from the right going to the left to find the settings button. Once you've found the settings button, then you're going to want to scroll down and find the lock screen and security. Tap lock screen and security. And once you've gone in there, you'll then tap the screen lock type. It'll give you options. You'll be able to lock your screen by either selecting a pattern, selecting a PIN, which is a 4-number code, or selecting a password. The pattern is the least protective, a PIN is the moderate protection, and a password typically is a higher protection. And then follow the directions that the screen makes you go through. It's quite short to do, just following the steps. So you'll see here, when I selected it, I set the PIN. I selected a 4-digit number, and all I then had to do was hit continue. And then the next time your screen goes to sleep and you go to awaken it, it will request the 4 digits. Okay. So next, we're going to look at connecting to Wi-Fi in a couple of different ways. So most of you are probably very familiar on connecting to the Wi-Fi that you have at home, but we'll also show you how you can connect to Wi-Fi while you're on the road through Hotspot. And the connecting to Wi-Fi, be it at home or on the road tips, can also allow you to perhaps connect to client Wi-Fi that they may have, and that will enable you to email invoices while you're at the farm if you wish to do so. So to connect to a network, if you've not already done so, but I'm thinking everyone has, since you are on a regular basis syncing your tablet, and that requires Wi-Fi to do. But just a reminder on how to do that. Swipe down from the top of the screen of your tablet with your finger, and you'll have a notification panel appear at the top. Just press and hold the Wi-Fi icon to open your settings screen. The other way to do it, of course, is to have gone to the settings screen that we just did under the lock screen option. So that's two ways to get to settings. To make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on, swipe the little dot on the right to the right, and then you'll know it's turned on. To get to a particular Wi-Fi network, simply tap the network name you want to connect to. If you're at a client site, their Wi-Fi name will show up in this list, and you'll be able to tap that name. The next screen that will pop up will require a password for the wireless network. If you're somewhere like at a Starbucks or other unprotected network areas, you can often connect to Wi-Fi without a password, but most of the time you'll be connecting to Wi-Fis that do have a password. So type in the wireless password here. If this is a network that you trust, but that you're going to be coming back to regularly, click the auto connect, which means that when you're in the vicinity of that Wi-Fi network, it will automatically kick in. So if you, for instance, have a client that you use their Wi-Fi when you're on farm, every time you would pull into the driveway and then you're within the reach of their Wi-Fi, your tablet will automatically connect to their Wi-Fi. And then, of course, tap connect on the right. When you're done, the word connected will appear under the name of the network. And now you're officially connected to Wi-Fi. So you can use this in an airport, at a hotel, client site, at home, anywhere that there's a physical network connection. What if you need to get on the network, onto Wi-Fi, and you do not have access to Wi-Fi? You're on the road, you're at a client site who doesn't have Wi-Fi, or they don't have it at the barn. Feel free to go to your mobile hotspot. So to mobile hotspot, I'm giving you the top screen is what an Apple product looks like, your Apple phone, your iPhone, and the bottom screen is from an Android device. So either way, what you're looking for is either the words tethering or hotspot when you go to the settings panel of your phone. So when you're looking at your phone, just like on your tablet, there's going to be a little app icon called settings. You'll click on that, and then you'll look for either the words hotspot or tethering, and then you'll follow the directions. Typically, you have to turn your hotspot on. Different phones will have different layouts than this one. And it will also always ask you to have a Wi-Fi password. And this you need to set up. And the reason for this is once you've turned your hotspot on, anyone would be able to access the data from your phone. You don't want that. You want there to be a password so that others could not use your phone as a Wi-Fi connection. So put a password in, something that you know, and to set it up, and then enter the password for your hotspot. Now we're going to go back to the tablet. So the picture that you're seeing in front of you here is back to your tablet, back in the settings screen, and tapping your mobile phone option, which is, in this case, iPhone Lisa. That's the name that my phone has. And when I clicked on iPhone Lisa, it asked me for the password. So I enter the password that I set up on my mobile phone. Actually, I'm going to suggest you don't put auto connect, because if you ever forget to turn your hotspot off, your tablet will always want to connect to your hotspot. So you may not want to put auto connect. And then you hit connect at the bottom. So you're now connected to Wi-Fi through your mobile phone using the data from your phone plan. Again, I'm going to caution you, you may have data limits and they can be exceeded. So there can be extra charges if that's the case. Again, if you need to better understand that, you can speak to Colleen in the office. You can contact myself, and You can also probably talk to your mobile supplier, be it TELUS, Bell, Rogers, whoever you're using. You all received information about a selectgen.com email address. That is the corporate address. That's the address that all employees are to be using, and the address that we are communicating to you through. If you have not yet set up your email address, we'll help you do that now, but we're also going to be helping you set it up directly on your tablet so that you can receive your selectgen.com email on your tablet at any time. This doesn't preclude you if you're setting up your email on your tablet. You still can set it up on your phone. You can still set it up on your computer. They will all be synchronized. So, returning back to the main screen of your tablet, tap the Play Store. So the Play Store icon is where you go to get new apps. It may ask you. You may be able to go straight into the Play Store, but it may ask you to sign in. If this screen appears, we're going to go through the instructions over the next 5 slides on how to sign in to the Google Play Store. You'll need to enter the corporate Google account when you hit the sign in button. And that Google account is selectgenervations@gmail.com. Once you've typed that in, hit next. Then they'll ask for a password. The password is all lowercase, Google Play 123, no spaces. So the password is simply Google Play 123, no uppercase, no spaces. And then you would hit next. You'll need to agree to Google's terms and conditions, and you'll tap I agree. And you can turn off backup to Google Drive, which simply means swiping the dot to the left until it is grayed out, and then hit accept. Now it will open for you the Google Play application. So that app, when you open it, looks something like this. It will always have different apps at the front end, but what you're looking for is the search bar at the top of the screen where it says Google Play. So entering into the search bar, you're just going to start typing Microsoft Outlook. You probably won't even have to get that far in your typing. It will come up as one of the options. You want to pick Microsoft Outlook, the one that has that blue O icon to the left of it. That's the official Microsoft Outlook app. And it is the preferred email app for your selectgen.com email address. Once you've chosen it, you will see the Microsoft Outlook option come up. You will click Install. After you hit Install, the next screen down here, so the screen to the bottom of that on your left, on the left right now, will then ask you if you wish to open it. The install can take a few minutes. You'll notice that there'll be a circle that will be slowly filling up. It takes off your Wi-Fi, depending on how good your Wi-Fi is. It can take a matter of seconds to a matter of minutes to actually install. But once it has, this next screen will happen. Will take place where you'll be able to click the Open button. Once you've clicked the Open button, it will actually open Outlook, and you will want to tap Get Started. The first thing it's going to ask you for is your SelectGen email address. So in most cases, your email address is the first letter of your first name plus your last name. So there's an example of mine, elbrazo@selectgen.com. Once you've put in your address, hit enter, and it will ask you for a temporary password. If you've already logged into your selectgen.com email on your phone or on a computer or somewhere else, use the password that you had to create because you had to put in a new password. If this is the very first time you're setting up your selectgen.com email, the temporary password is redpen19 with a capital R, a capital P, 19, no spaces. And if this is the first time you set up your SelectGen email, then that temporary password will only be good for this one time, because once you hit sign in, it will ask you put in a new personal password. Follow those instructions, click OK, and you are totally done. So you're ready now to send and receive emails through the Outlook app. Now that you've actually put that icon, that Outlook icon onto your tablet by downloading it, you may not be able to find it very easily. Typically, any new apps that you download go to the very end of your tablet app lineup. In some cases, that can be 2 or 3 screens away. So to move in, well, first off, to find your Outlook app, if it is not on the main screen of your tablet, you simply want to start by swiping, starting from the right-hand side of your tablet, gently with your index finger, swiping to the left. And your Outlook icon may be there. You may have to swipe more than once. Once you find your icon for the Outlook or any other application icon that you'd like to move, hold your finger on the icon until that white pop-up box appears. By the way, that white pop-up box, if you ever do want to remove an application icon from your tablet, you can remove it by hitting uninstall, or just removing the shortcut just gets rid of the icon. But if you're ever wanting to get rid of an app, you can use the uninstall button on there. But to move it, you actually physically have to do that. So keeping your finger on the icon with the white pop-up box once it's appeared, and don't remove your finger, start dragging the icon to its new position. This can actually be tricky if you haven't used your tablet very much to do this kind of thing. But it's really important to make sure that you have not let go of the icon from the moment that white box appeared. If you did, you're going to have to start over again. You're going to have to push down on the icon, not too hard, wait till that white box appears, and then with your finger start dragging it to its new position. To get it to another screen, a new page, perhaps the home page, which is where I'm going to recommend you move that icon, just continue dragging the icon to the left side of the screen until the next page appears, and it will simply pop up. Don't worry if you don't feel there's room. Other icons will move around to make room for it. If you're full on your front home screen, another icon may actually get moved to the second page of your tablet. Hopefully that was clear. Let go of the icon wherever you want it to live. So that's how you drop the icon in its new position. And as you can see here, Outlook is now part of my home screen. And you can move any app icon around at any time using this method. To the Bullseye app. It's been installed on your tablet, and it is visible on your home screen. So when you received your tablet, that is one of the things that was absolutely loaded for you. And it's the Bullseye app. All you have to do is tap it to open it. There are 10 icons on the home screen. The one you've probably interacted with the most is that very first one. And the list of accounts and search option, this is where you start orders. This is where you go for all things customer. The next icon is the Bulls icon. It lists the available bulls with retail pricing, as well as it lists your current inventory. The next icon over is the supplies icon. This lists products, again, with their pricing and your current inventory. The next one over is the mileage icon. It's simply a tool that can help you track your mileage on a daily basis. The next one is the timesheet. It actually is not something that is being used in Canada. The next icon over is transfers. You use this when you are giving something out of your inventory to another consultant, or when you want or need to send inventory back to the office. The icon next to that is reports. That lists all of the available reports. Settings. That icon allows you to change some of the default settings, such as your nitrogen pricing and your thank you message that shows up on the invoices for your clients. The analysis icon, completely to the right, provides the total amount sold by day with customers and product details. And the docs folder, the one on the second line, is where flyers, proof sheets, Siemens supply order forms, all kinds of different materials are found. Also on the main page of the Bullseye app is the home icon. This brings you back to this exact page from anywhere in the Bullseye app. And this is one of the places that the back button on your tablet, that looks like a U-turn arrow on the bottom of your tablet, that does not work when you're in the Bullseye app. So the only way that you can go back in the Bullseye app is to hit the home screen. So let's start by creating an order. So you tap the customer icon, you'll tap the search icon. So in the search bar up here, just start typing the customer name that you're looking for. The program is going to provide you with the closest match after just a few letters typed. But the other option you have is to tap the search icon totally to the right, where you don't have anything written into the search bar, and it will actually pop up a complete list of customers. Once you've found your account, tap the account to select it. Once you've selected it, this screen pops up, and you'll notice you have 5 options on the bar to the right. You can view previous orders, which is the one that's grayed out right now. You can add or view notes, of which this is indicating that there are 5 notes associated with this client. You can see address, you can view financial information, you can create the order. So we're going to create an order. So tap the blue bar, create order, and now select your task. You either want to add order items from the nitrogen section, the bulls section, or the supplies section. All of these 3 are searchable. So here we've tapped the bulls section, and then we have to select a bull. So this will bring up our list. Start to type down here under bulls on the search bar. Start to type. Usually 3 letters will get you to the right bull that you're looking for. Once you've found the bull you're looking for, double tap the bull name underneath it to select it. It will bring up this particular screen. So you'll see that Caesar has been brought forward, and you have a quantity you need to enter. So add the quantity first. The price at this point can be changed by clicking in the field and changing it. Be sure to get your manager's approval if it's outside the specified allowable price. Then tap the blue save bar when you're finished. This is very important. If you don't press the tab, the blue save bar, that information will not be saved, and you'll have to start that process over again. Next, you want to continue to add. Presumably, they want more things. So to add something else, and in this case, we're suggesting perhaps we're going to sell them some supplies. Continue to add by tapping again. In this case, you can go to the supplies. Remember to tap the blue save bar each time you complete an item. By the way, the POA at the right-hand side will bring you to the Payment on Account tab. So at this point, you've created an order. We'll assume they wanted just those 2 items. We're going to now view the order. To do that, we will tap the Items tab to view the itemized list of the order. So we're going to verify here that we wanted 10 doses of Caesar at $50 each, and they wanted the Heel Max Foam 2.5, one of those for $275. If that is correct, that's great. But if it's not and you need to change or delete something, here's how you do it. At this point, you would make the change only if you have not synced your tablet. If your tablet has been synced, the only person who can make those changes for you is Stephanie Dion at the office, and you'll have to call her to get a change made. But if you haven't synced the tablet, let's say you're still on the farm, you just got home, whatever, but the tablet hasn't been synced, you go to the delete area where the arrow is pointing. That's a little waste basket there. You would tap that, and the next pop-up will be, are you sure? And you'll tap the sure button. So that would delete Caesar completely. The 10 doses at $50 for Caesar will be completely erased from that order. To change the order, you actually do have to delete an item. So then you would delete it. You would then go back up to your bulls tab at the top. You would type in the bull that you wanted, and you would repeat again, put the dosage in, like here, so the price, and hit the save bar. So that's how you make a change to an order or to delete parts of an order. If you want to delete the order completely, you simply have to go in and delete all the items in the order, and then the order will disappear. How do you go back and look at it? Knowing that your system tracks orders for the past 12 months at a time. Again, you'll go into the home screen. tap Customers, and select the account. So in this case, we're still dealing with A1 McKinsey Construction. And on the very first screen, it lists all of the previous orders. So in this case, it had not been synced yet, and the order is still there. Even if it had been synced, it would still be there. The difference is, in front of this order, there's a little yellow button. That yellow button indicates that that order has not been synced. So it has not been sent to the office for processing. If it had been, it would have a green button. So that green dot and yellow dot are what indicates whether or not that order has been sent to the office for processing, which is why it's so important to sync your tablet, which we'll talk about in a little bit on a daily basis. If it hasn't, I repeat, if it hasn't been synced, that's where you can change or delete the order. Tap the actual order that you want in that screen to see all the details. Even whether it's been synced or not, you can open it and it will show you the details of the order. If you double tap the account at the top, it will return you to the order list. Now, let's say you're on the farm, you've just completed the order, and you'd like to mail an invoice to the client. Choose to email an invoice. In many cases, it is going to be a much simpler and more efficient way to get the invoice to the client than printing. We are recommending this as an approach for most clients. It does a few things. When you email an invoice, the client can't lose the piece of paper. They now have it in their records. The other thing about emailing an invoice is you can quickly access that invoice through your own email at any time in the future as well. So depending on how you set up your Outlook, you can have subfolders by all of your client names, pop your invoices in there. Know that the Bullseye app also keeps them for 12 months, so you can keep track and have a record as well on your own email. As well, we'll show you how to save the invoice to your tablet. But now let's talk about emailing that invoice so that the client gets it instantly. The first thing you may have to do, so I'm going to suggest everybody does this, is clear your printer defaults. What this means is currently anything that the tablet wants to do, it wants to do it through the printer. And if you've got your printer set up, that's great. But if you also want to email, you're going to have to clear those printer defaults. It'll still allow you, you'll still be able to print, but it will now allow you to either email or print. So to clear the printer defaults, you go back to that settings button. Remember, you can get there by finding it on your tablet home screen, but you can also swipe from the top down. You'll get the notification panel, click on it, it will open the settings bar. Once you're in settings, in this case, you want to go down to the apps. Scroll down till you find apps, and in most cases, you have Printhand as your printer application. There's also, some of you may have the Canon Print Inkjet Selfie. If that's the one to look for that app. It depends on the printer you have and how long you've had it. But whichever one it is, tap that icon and tap the Set as Default. That will open up the default part of the program. And what you want to do is clear any defaults. You want to remove any defaults. So hit Clear Defaults, and now you've removed the printer default, and you'll be able to email the invoice. So return to your Bullseye, now that that's been done. You can return to your Bullseye app, tapping Customer first, find your client, and tap on the order that you want to send them by email. To send it, you're actually going to go to Order PDF. Top right of the screen, that blue button. What this does is it creates a PDF version. So by creating this PDF, the screen will, after you hit Order PDF, this is the screen that will show up. Tap on the 3 dots on the top right. Those 3 dots will have a drop-down menu. To be able to email an invoice, simply click Send File. Once you've done that, it's going to ask you, how do you want to send that file? In this case, because we're emailing, we're going to open the Outlook app, which is one of the options that comes up. It automatically opens a new email message and has automatically attached that invoice to the message. So the very first thing you'll need to do is type the client's email address. Outlook will remember email addresses that you've typed. First time, you'll probably have to type it from scratch. And then next time you go to use that email address, once you start typing, it will recognize the email address and will populate it for you. The second thing you might want to do is include a message, and that you will simply tap at that part of the screen and start typing in a message. Then to send this, you simply press the arrow at the top, which looks like a paper airplane sending off the email to your client. And that's it. You've now emailed the invoice to your client. How do we add a new client? So adding a new client to the Bullseye app is important. And it's also very important to have all the contact information when you're setting up the new client. You want it to be as complete as possible from the get-go. So to do that, go tap your Bullseye app icon from the home screen of your tablet, and then tap the customer icon. On the right-hand side, at the top of the customer list, you're going to tap the plus on the upper right. That plus sign will allow you to add a new client. You'll get the new customer form. You want to make sure that you're as complete as possible. You definitely need to have a customer name and a contact name, address, city, state, where it says state and zip. Really, that's province and postal code for us. Phone number, an email address. That contact information is absolutely essential for the office to have in creating the new customer account. When you've entered all of that information, hit the Save button at the bottom. So the Save tab at the bottom is really important. Otherwise, you'll have to start all over again. You'll notice once you've hit the Save that your customer will be created with a temporary customer ID, but the tablet will have to be synced in order for a permanent customer code to be assigned. That takes roughly 24 hours after you've synced the tablet for it to show up in your customer list. We're now going to go take a little bit of time and look at the Navigating Docs folder. The Docs folder in the Bullseye app is really your one-stop shop for all marketing materials, forms, information sheets, etc. The Docs icon from that main home screen in the Bullseye app, and we're forewarning you to be patient. It really can take a bit of time for the files to load. But once they've loaded, you'll have two options, Bull and Supply. Double tap on any of the folders. Inside each folder, there are the files or folder groupings, and at the end, you'll notice for every file, Colleen has gone back in and has made changes to the naming of the files. All English files will end with EN. All French files end with FR. And if they're a bilingual document, they will end with EF. So if you tap into Bulls, and in this case, I tapped Holstein, you then have PDF files that are available for you to open. Each one, if you go to open them, if you double tap, can take a bit of time to open. Again, depends on your Wi-Fi. It also is not always your Wi-Fi. It also depends on how much activity is taking place on the server where these files are currently housed. We've been told that there are efforts being made currently to improve the server capacity so that these files can open quicker. That hasn't happened yet, but we're hoping that it will happen by the end of the summer. If you now go to the supply folder, there are many folders and separate sheets in the supply folder. So you've got forms and products, sell sheets, and then some individual items. If you go into the forms, the forms subfolder, you may have more than PDFs. You could have Excel spreadsheets, you could have Word documents. And now that everybody is on Office 365, you should have no problem accessing any of those because Excel, Word are available to you on your tablet. So within each folder, there are subfolders, and within the subfolders, then there are individual files. Same with the sell sheet subfolder. There are a number of files, including here, there are PDFs, and here there's an actual PowerPoint presentation. So to open it, you'll need to ensure that PowerPoint has been downloaded onto your tablet. So you can navigate, by the way, through the Docs folder with this navigation bar here at the top. It's a little bit different than the other areas of the Bullseye app. In this case, you can hit the home screen, but if you don't wish to do that, you can simply double tap the home in the search bar here, and it will go back to the Bull and Supply folder. So it will take you back to what's under Bull and Supply. And it's a quicker way to go back and forth within the Docs folder to do it through the search bar. So that's how you navigate through the Docs folder. Now let's talk about synchronizing data. We're asking that you connect to Wi-Fi always before attempting to synchronize your data, because you may have thought that it is synchronized and that your orders have been put through, but in reality they have not. So be sure that the Wi-Fi button is visible when you are on your tablet home screen. You do the drop-down notification panel from the top. The Wi-Fi icon should be blue. That's when you know you're on Wi-Fi. You want to sync your data daily. It will allow for the following updates to occur on a regular basis. So it will update all of your client accounts. Everything that's in your client accounts will be updated. Your sales will get processed, and all of the new PDFs that are available in the Docs folder will appear. So a daily synchronizing of your data of the tablet every evening when you get home is a great idea. To do that, you go to the home screen of the Bullseye app and you tap the sync arrow. It's that blue circular arrow, the top right of your screen. Once you've tapped it, it will bring up this screen. You need to tap the Sync Now bar. And once you've done that, a colored bar indicating the progress for each category will start populating. So it will start to look like this. You'll have colored bars. That indicates the progress for each category that is synchronizing. Note that after you synchronize, you want to make sure that all the bars have a full count. So for instance, I have a count of 9 out of 9, 368 out of 368, 1139 out of 1139, 212 out of 212, 94 out of 94. So these are indicating to me that the counts are full and that they have synced. If they are not full, you're going to need to try to sync again. Something has occurred if all of these are not complete. The other way to confirm that you have fully synced your data is while the data is syncing, you'll notice the 3 gray bars shown here with the red arrow, that they will be blinking. When the synchronization is complete, those gray bars disappear. So you can also confirm you've synced successfully by going back to your most recent order and checking that that yellow dot has now turned to green. We also make sure that the next day, once your tablet has been synced, that you receive a report. That will be sent to your selectgen.com email address. And once the sync has been processed at the office the very next day, and you get that report, we ask that you review it immediately, so that if there are any changes, errors, discrepancies, that you can send those corrections back to Steph Dion at the office. And that will avoid errors appearing on customer statements in particular. So make sure to report any errors or discrepancies to Steph ASAP so that she can make adjustments to anything that doesn't look right. So we ask that you make a quick review of that sync report as soon as possible. The other thing you can do is you can make a PDF of your sync data for your own records. To do that, when you're in the sync now and all of your bars have filled and that the green 3 gray bars have disappeared and that your data has been synced, you can save your synced items to file by clicking that blue bar at the bottom left. It will create that PDF document, same one that we used for invoicing earlier. It's the same kind of idea. It provides you with the 3 dots at the top. Tap those 3 dots. And in this case, instead of send file, you can hit download file. By hitting download, it's going to ask you where you want to save it to your tablet folder. If you wanted to keep track of it, let's say on a home computer and not just on the tablet, you could send the file to yourself. So you could go back and email the PDF and hit the send file instead of download. That'll open up an Outlook new message. You'll put your email address in there, and you'll open that email from your computer, and you can save the attachment, which will be a PDF, to a folder on your computer. Same thing, a folder on your tablet or on your computer. So once you have done the download, hit the download button, it has downloaded onto your tablet. For some, it feels like a mystery as to where it has disappeared to. In this case, I'm going to show you where all your downloads go. So if you go back to the home screen of your tablet, tap My Files. This icon is somewhere on your tablet. It may have been moved around, but try and find it. When you hit My Files, it will open, and it will show you all of the files that have ever been downloaded. So if you want to find your sync file, they always start with the sync at the front end in their naming. But their assigned PDF simply assigns a number value to them. So they're not necessarily easy to find. But if you find your sync file, you can rename it by right-clicking. So in this case, you right-click with your mouse, and on your tablet, you simply need to click on it, rename the file, in which case all you need to do is put the name you want in. Sync report from May 21st, 2019, hit enter, and it will remain there under a new name that's much easier to find. There's one more area that I just want to give you a bit of information on, and that is the tablet does have a user manual online. And this is especially if you're trying to do functions that are perhaps a little bit more advanced on your tablet. We are going to give you an advanced tablet webinar in a week and a half. But if you also want to find things or you're confused about how to use certain things, feel free to go download the Samsung tablet user manual, and you can find it at this particular URL. You can also simply Google tablet Samsung Tab E, if that's the one you have, and it will bring you to a download manual. I'm also going to recommend Google. So if you have a problem doing a particular task on the tablet, not in the Bullseye app, but on the tablet, you can always Google Samsung tablet and what the problem you have is, and you will get a lot of different options on how to fix your issue. You can always call as well Steph or Colleen to get some support as well. YouTube videos give you great video tutorials. So there are video tutorials for your Samsung tablet as well. You can simply search in YouTube to get a video tutorial. Remember that YouTube requires really good, strong Wi-Fi signals and uses a lot of data. So you want to make sure that you're on your home Wi-Fi and not on Hotspot. Again, I'm reminding you the Bullseye app will not have searchable tutorials on YouTube.